rivalry of the NFL for the next decade plus.
I love it.
I'm buying it.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I just think Watson's a better quarterback in the pocket. I think Mahomes is a little better off schedule, but if you're taking one or the other, you're splitting hairs.
What do you think here? Tell me why you're buying this as the rivalry of the NFL coming up.
Well, for the most important part is that they're both leading their teams to division titles and then in the playoffs. So you can't be top quarterbacks if you're not taking your team to the playoffs and to the next level. So that's what's going to define this is when, no, we see them in the season, yes, but when we see them in the playoffs, that's the most important part of this rivalry.
And so you watch these two guys operate, and they're a little bit different. Pat Mahomes just oozes talent. The guy can throw the football from any arm slot off one leg across the field. We've never seen anything like that. But as you mentioned, in the pocket, Deshaun Watson is actually better than him statistically so far this year. The problem is he just hasn't been protected at all. So once they're able to develop that offensive line, he starts getting the ball out of his hand, because that's the one negative right now when you look at Watson. He does hold the football a little bit, and some of those sacks are on him. But this is something that could be the next 10 years, the Brady Manning, this stuff. And these guys are going to be in the AFC going against each other every year. It'll be fantastic television.
I would also say the expectation level for these guys is so extraordinarily high because of what we've seen them do. Mahomes on the pro level and Watson going all the way back to college. That's why I wanted to point out both of them just turned 24.
Wow.
Just turned in September. They're born 3 days apart in the month of September. They both just turned 24 in the last few weeks. They're going to get better. Now, let's look at this game, which is a critical one in the AFC. Houston, Kansas City. Let's talk about that Texans defense against Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes has been hit 32 times in the last 2 weeks. Think about that. Just resonate with that. This is a guy who now is on a bad ankle. So here's the Texans defense they'll be facing. They have 3 down linemen. We have J.J. Watt at the top. And by the way, he's back. Two linebackers showing up, 5 Levan look, but only a 3-man rush. Here's J.J. Watt, his classic power move coming underneath, putting pressure on Matt Ryan, ball sputtering and floating into the air. Now we're going to take a look at the Lions. See Trey Flowers at the bottom one, Mitchell Schwartz, man-to-man everywhere, so no quick answers for Pat Mahomes. Watch Trey Flowers with the get-off here, gets into Mitchell Schwartz the same way J.J. Watt does, uses his power move and comes underneath. Mitchell Schwartz has struggled this year with his win rate in pass blocking. You see the ball fly away. It's going to come down. Mahomes, Watt, will he be able to get the ball off? J.J. Watt has the best pass rush efficiency in the NFL this year. He is winning at an alarming rate, and Mahomes has the bad ankle and a suspect line right now.
We have a lot more on this game. Remember, Vilma's the guy who told you Kansas City was going to lose last week. More on that coming. Let me remind you, SportsCenter is coming, 6 Eastern after PTI. Sage and Kevin, live coverage from the Big Easy ahead of Zion's home debut. What the Chiefs, Cowboys, and Rams need to do this weekend, and we count down to Virginia, Miami with our college football betting guide, SportsCenter on ESPN right after PTI. Meanwhile, let me now pick for you every game on the NFL Sunday schedule. Go. Early start for the Panthers and Bucks in London. I like the Bucks, but I love Christian McCaffrey. His skills travel. Panthers by 6. Bengals in Baltimore. The Ravens may not be all that good, but Cincy is all that bad. Give me Lamar by 60. See, and finally, Steelers, Chargers. I love the way Pittsburgh fought last week, but they're overmatched. Rivers and company need this one, and they'll get it. 23-13. I write those now on Tuesdays. I didn't know Darnold was going to be playing, but I left the joke in there because I just liked it too much not to.
It was so good. It was good.
I couldn't believe that's the game that Nance and Romo were doing. And candidly, Romo will be, if Darnold was not playing, Romo would have been their best option to quarterback, and Nance might have been second. So there we have it. That's the Sunday we look forward to. We got a huge Saturday this week, finally, like a bunch of games on Saturday we're looking forward to. Let's start with Florida LSU. Mark, what are we looking for?
I love Joe Burrows, and I love what Joe Brady's done as their offensive coordinator coming from the Saints. He's been an impressive coach. I think Joe Burrow, this is his Heisman push right here. This game means a lot for him, but these guys are going to handle Florida. It's going to be maybe a 1 or 2 score game, but they run away with it because they have so many playmakers, and I just don't see Florida's offense with Trask doing enough against that LSU defense.
Bobby, let's go to your home turf of the Big Ten, Penn State, Iowa. What's the key?
It's going to be the explosive offense of Penn State. They're 8th in the country in yards per play, 6 explosive plays a game. The Pitt Panthers are probably the toughest team they've played thus far, but it doesn't matter. What drives this offense is these big plays. I don't know if they can sustain drives. I think the defense is okay, but they're going to have too much for Iowa, who gave up some plays against Michigan. This Penn State team, much better than that.
And finally, Vilma, monster game, Oklahoma, Texas. What are you watching?
I'm watching Jalen Hurts as he continues his Heisman pitch. He's going to have another phenomenal game, going for 300-plus yards, no interceptions. The running game is going to be there for him because it's that Texas defense that can't keep up with Oklahoma's offense. And then you look on the other side, surprisingly, Oklahoma does play some defense, led by Kenneth Murray, number 9 for them, all over the place. He's going to be all over in Sam Ehlinger's grill, and Sam Ehlinger is going to have to find a way to match those points that Oklahoma's going to put on that weak defense.
Obviously, that's a monster game. I'm looking forward to watching it. Let me ask a question about Hurts, because clearly he's in the Heisman race. There's no debating that. But at no point when he was at Alabama did I think to myself, oh, I'm watching a guy who's going to be an NFL quarterback. Now with the numbers he's putting up and all of that, is Jalen Hurts going to be a starting quarterback in the National Football League?
Yes, he is going to be a starting.
Luke Falk's was starting.
Now, but take Luke Falk, take him and Jim Nance out of it. Is Hurts?
Yes.
He is.
So, yes, the reason why he has, one, gotten better from his Alabama days to now, he's become more patient in the pocket. He's letting the routes develop. Remember, at Alabama, his issue was he was one read and he would take off and run. And yeah, he won games for him, but that wasn't what needed to be done.
Mark?
My only thing is that Alabama system they're running, I know Sark and Kiffin, that's an NFL system now. It's pretty close to it.
Yep.
This system that he's running now is the same thing that Kyler and Baker ran. I don't know if that totally translates to the NFL. That's my only worry.
He did get better, though, in that system.
He absolutely
SEC
has, because that system's easier.
But I got to leave it there. We have a lot more coming up this morning. I will take a quick timeout. We will have much more on all of that as we go. Coming up, undefeated, but not all right with the Patriots. Without saying much, Tom Brady said a lot about the state of his offense. You'll hear it, and we'll discuss it next. It's Get Up on ESPN.